maybe next week. You'll be.
Lots of class and the next one. And month, I ain't trying with. It's a big go. No saying Christ. All right, Shalom. We are Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, or the ISUPK. We started at 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And tonight is Friday Night Life on Kadash, taught by Priest Nelson 50 Kabashma. Right? So if you have any questions online, put it in the chat. I will be repeating this exact same question. So if you have any question in the chat, like further on in the class. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get started. So what I do know about the Hebrew language, I'm sure you like know a little bit because you say shalom, you kind of,
Yeah.
well, I heard you say shalom one time.
Shalom. That's what I said. Yeah. That's what I know.
Okay, where you learn that from?
Cool.
Come on,
Cool. Chat GPT.
Chat GPT.
Chat be kind of wrong.
Yeah. So not.
Oh, and also from Officer Farrar.
You learn shalom from Officer Farrar.
No, Slakia. Slakia.
From Salakia. You learn Salakia from. Okay. Okay. So tonight is Lashma Kadash, right? So with Lashma Kadash, Salakia, Brian Farrar, have to the best of us. Make sure I can throw it out. Nobody kind of barely explain it. Okay, so Lashma Kadash, right? There's two words. Both of these are Hebrew. We usually write it in the Hebrew, but I'm gonna write it using English characters that way we kind of catch on the better. Then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna write like the Hebrew alphabets, and then I'm gonna have you come up here, and, the word that you do know, and I want you to be able to get used to writing them. 'Cause, look, you gonna learn. You gonna learn. I didn't want to give you a heads up. Okay, so first of all, Lashma Dash stands for Holy Tongue. Lashawan means tongue or language. You can say language, but put tongue just to be like inadequately correct, right? And then Kodash means holy. Do you know what the word holy means? Separate, right? So the whole point of Lashma Kodash is it being a separate tongue or a separate language. It was already separate when it first made its way through. It was like sought out all the years ago. Now, when you get out of this confusion, when you don't know about the holy tongue or what Lashma Kodash is, we ended up in a few captivities, done mixed in with a bunch of heathen races and, had our language took, stripped, bastardized, changed around. And that way you get stuff like shalom from like Google and stuff like that. But we all know Google has to be ran by somebody, right? And that somebody is clearly the people that don't want you to know what the whole tongue is, right? So I just want to make sure I get that part out. So when you really like learning a lot from God, when you speaking it, you should know one thing. The basics is there's no such thing as O's, U's. We have I's, but we don't have A's. So I'm gonna put it like this because it's the only other way you can get it right. You don't have O, U's, A's. You don't have just. You don't have J's. You don't have none of this. You don't have any of it. You don't even have E's. It's just all I. The only thing outside of I you will get is an I. The only two things, so I you have to put a line through, right? But what we do have is the I sound and the I sound. These two we have, right? And it's imperative that you, well, not imperative, but it's important that you know this, right? Because once I write all of this down, you don't get why I'm saying this. So I could, I can have you come up to the board real quick, and I want you to write me out the ABC that we were all taught in the world, like growing up since like elementary. You know what I'm saying? What we're gonna do is we're gonna do something called I like to call unlearn and relearn, right? So you gonna write what you do know, they're gonna show how much we really don't know.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying?
English language?
English alphabets.
Okay, gotcha.
Write them all up there.
All right.
From A all the way to Z.
Like the page. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. You jot down the second line there. All right, that look about right, yeah. That's crazy. I ain't seen English out. This is English. It's like so last one to die. That's crazy. Yeah. All right. And give you a break like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so this right here is what we talk. We're gonna put unlearn right here. Because in order to learn the language that Christ, even Christ himself speaks, you will have to unlearn the language he never spoke. Right? Language that people never spoke. So right here we're gonna write unlearn. You see how it's already just something you just naturally picked up on. I just had you write it. I didn't have to teach you. I didn't have to do none of that. It's something that was already embedded into you, right? Now this right here is something that should have been embedded to you. I'm gonna write, put a line through it. Then I'm gonna put what you should have been taught, all right? We're about five. Well, might as well just do it all the way through. Another brain fart. Mhm. That's crazy. Now you know this story. Our language just really bastardized. Our language has been stolen from us and bastardized in every single captivity. That's where you really get this from, because you're gonna see the difference. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put like the sounds, like because it's a strong accent, I'm gonna put the sound there. And then what I want you to do is compare this to that. And I'm gonna have you erase what wasn't there. That way you know exactly what was stolen from us to be able to make up what you know as the English alphabet today, right? Now we'll give you a heads up. Just threw me out when I first started learning Life Archetypes. Some of these characters we've been taught this so many times that you'll see similar characters, but they make a completely different sound. But the difference between these two is this wasn't around that long. This been around thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The same language that the Bible is transliterated from, like one half of the Bible, right? This is what they broke out their phone.
Yeah.
That's why it's important. Like this, this is the important thing. This is what ain't important, right? And so, like here we're gonna put relearn because you already knew this, but given for being disobedient to the Lord, our people had to go through some things that had our language too familiar, right? You had to just restart. Okay. So first, you got so I can put that up under there. You got ba, ga, da, wa, za. It's really a ha, right? But we speak a bit of a slang because not everybody can really kind of pull it out, right? So we get cow, you know what I'm saying? Well, it sounds like come natural to you. So this ain't gonna be hard at all. Ka la. Then we got ma sa. And this is the one case I was telling you about. Other than this is the only one you're gonna hear I. And then pa. This right here, you got the certain characteristics like title, like the sound characteristics. I don't know why it's title, but it makes sense. And like when you put them all together. Because in order to be able to speak the language, you gotta already know the alphabet, no different than English. I wouldn't be able to talk to you right now if we didn't learn this.
Right.
But we wouldn't be able to salute each other. We wouldn't be able to say prayers. We wouldn't even,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, be able to communicate with each other the way we're doing in school if we didn't know this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when Christ come back,
You're not speaking.
yeah, he's not exactly right. So it's really important for you to really know this.
Right.
Even the basics. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect everybody not speaking fluently, but you know, if you're true due diligence, you better speak it fluently. You know what I'm saying? All right. So what I got written out is Abagada Ha Wazahataya Kalamanasa I Patazaquara Shada. Okay. Yeah, man, I said I was going to have come up here. Well, let's get to it. Okay, so you notice what one difference you notice? Further measure that. Like, like just really pay attention to like even like how they written out. Like when you wrote that, which side of the board you started from?
So English is going left to right,
And then this will be
right to left.
exactly that's the first thing, right? So I mean, to break it down like this, the first thing we noticed was right to left. That's the first thing we noticed. What's another thing that we noticed about just comparing and contrasting what we need to unlearn and what we need to relearn?
Mm.
You're a pretty sharp brother, so I'm pretty sure you already kind of think the same thing. I think.
I'm keen to language. Appreciate you. Uh, So there's a couple syllables there that are there's a couple of letters that are multiple syllables, whereas with English it's just one syllable per letter, per character. Um, also,
When you say multiple syllables, what you mean by that?
ah, so third from the right, the one that looks like a R, Tazdal.
Times.
There's nothing like that in English. Um, let's see, what again. Obviously, the characters are a lot more complex.
You would say this is complex?
Yeah, more complex to write. Um, I'm not sure I'm picking up on what you want me to.
Okay, this is what I was hoping you probably got onto. You see the start of both of them, right? You got A,
Oh,
then you got I. You get what I'm saying? They wasn't
Yeah.
English wasn't able to actually abrupt until they didn't like that we spoke our language, but they know they wanted to make sure they break our language and and they want to come up with their own way of talking, but they don't tell them what they was talking, but they had to get it from somewhere. So they got it from us. They went and took this, turned it into this, added all this extra nonsense to it,
Mhm.
and it just after that it was what it was. So it was so hard for us to grasp on something. If you think about it, what you looking at right now, you see how I, by God, God, everything got that I to it, right?
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
When you complicate things, you can't go back and learn something so simple because you already done had the brain twisted up in the manner of the sense. We already had to get, I learned too from the during slavery. Our brains already twisted up because we going through all this pain, all this suffering, we in chains, we working. So now what's the next best thing? You take the language and your brain already mixed up. So now something as simple as this, you can't even do it. When they said slavery was over, something was we've been so used to that complexity and all this crazy stuff, we didn't even want to leave the plantation. no different than us not want to go back to our language. Or not you or our brain not being able to try to train yourself to understand it. That's why you have the UPK to be able to make that possible, right? So in order to make it simple, that way you run in the meeting. You see how quick I was able to kind of get you to kind of grasp on a little bit. We got A right here, but it's really I. That's where it came from. You ain't noticed the similarity at all. If this
Oh yeah,
around
I see it. That's an A.
exactly right, but it's really I, right? But that's where they got the A from. But originally it was written
I said, wow.
exactly. You get what I'm
I
saying?
see Y, I see R, I see Z, I see.
You see it all, but really it wasn't any of that, right? So we got I. So we're gonna keep this up here. We gonna see what exactly in order to understand how to unlearn it, you gotta know what was already there that you need to be remembered to help you remember this. So we got by. We're gonna keep that up there. It don't look like that, but you see it like it's already kind of a similar pattern. You like A B I by
I'm about.
right? Now the only difference is we don't have seed. We're gonna get rid of that. That's what we gotta learn. We don't have a D, but we have a dot. So we're gonna keep that up here, right? We don't have an E. We're gonna erase that. You know what I'm saying? In order to understand what been taken from you, you gotta understand what you actually need to take away from yourself to be able to learn something as simple as this. The only reason I'm saying it's simple is because the brother that's back there being growing, brother on smart. When he taught me, it came almost natural because it like didn't make a lot of sense. I just seen how he just wrote the alphabets, and then while he was calling them out, he called out the I by God. I'm like, it almost sounds like ABC, but like in a more simplistic way. And why is it that because and why is it that I'm able to pick up on it so fast, same way you picked up on Salah, Shalom?
Sure.
It's something that comes natural, right? So in order to understand why it comes so natural, you gotta understand the breakdown of what got added to your language and what got taken away. So we had I by like this would be a I by dot and God. And we got that. We got that right here. Right? We have a ha. That would be right here. We have an I right here. We don't have this. This never existed. You know what I'm saying? These only reason these letters were so quick to be sought out of is because it was already existing in our language. And they had to really sit right there, take our language and re-engineer it to be able to speed it back up. And like, you know what I'm saying? You can't really just see somebody like it ain't like I can just take somebody, take them to Spain, leave them there for a day, and they just understand the Spanish language just overnight. I would have to literally go and take their language, re-engineer it, and and literally force feed it to somebody for them to be able to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Well, you gotta do the exact opposite of that, to be able to gain your language. You know what I'm saying? Now we got K, but we have a ka, a la, or L, we have a lot. You see that each side of the character still similar, it still stays the same.
It's
The only thing that was different is you gotta turn it to L.
yeah. It's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
lot.
It's still a lot. We got an M. Ma, we got an N, a not. But we don't have any O's. We don't got that. But the characteristic of O came from this. The reason why this I looks like an O is because it's like you ever what's that one word that they use like character that stands for like words? Is it calligraphy or something like that? It ain't that, is it? It's a certain word for it, but the characters actually translated into words. You see this I right here.
Uh, you talking about hieroglyphics?
Hieroglyphics, like hieroglyphics, right? But there's not hieroglyphics, but just you just kind of get into that mindset when you're looking at these characters. That way you can make it just not so complex, you know, confuse yourself. Like you see how I have erased the O because that O is really an I. The reason why they took the character, they just but why it's an I in our language is because it literally is the word for I. You get what I'm saying?
The Irish. I see.
Right. And then we don't. Well, we do have a P, but it's not a P. We have a pop. We don't have a Q, but we have a swap. We don't have a R. We have a rock. We don't have an S. We have a psi. We don't have a T, we have a top. We don't have a U. We don't have a V. You see this right here? You see it? Look, you see this anywhere over here? This character right here. You see it anywhere on there?
Sure.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? You see how they kind of they was like they were trying to make their own original thing, but they wasn't able to actually make it original. Why? Because they had to take these exact same characters and just put a new sound.
So, okay.
But
So quack is that which one is the throat soundy one?
okay, that right there, we don't actually like have an English
Okay.
letter for it. We want to talk things growing up, but this character is important.
Mm.
You understand why?
Okay.
The more you learn, right? But as a good observation, they don't have it, right? Okay, then what else you see up here? You see an X.
Yeah, that.
You see exactly thought, but we don't have an X in the Hebrew. Like we don't have a what or a W in the Hebrew.
Mhm.
We have a Yah and a Zah. Now, out of everything that we got up here, this is what if we was to go back and re-engineer English and get our language back out of it, or if we pay attention to what the white man or the oppressor took from us, they took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They took 17 characters away from us and then added whatever they added, whatever I took out. They took 17 characters, added all these extra stuff on, and added extra sounds to those 17 characters to be able to take something as simple as this to be able to take a language that was so simple away from you, away from me. So when it comes to the Hebrew, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 characters. Out of those 22 characters, 17 of them were stolen or refurbished, or I don't say refurbished, like they made clean, they dirtied it up. You know what I'm saying? They dirtied it up. It just, boom, here you go. You let us have this language, give it to our brothers.
Mhm.
Their brothers is Amalek.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I was writing Assyrian, you would start figuring out why you get words like shalom and all that, because they take this and they add, all right, let me show you what this is I in the Syrian. In the Syrian or what the so-called Jewish man, this is the I, this is that, this is that. But look, that's another instance where I kept why our language took from us. This is a Babylonian character. You do realize that even though they speak Syrian, it's still a Babylonian character.
Yeah.
They add Coleman when they start doing this, start adding all this other stuff around it. And that way you get like a crazy made up word like Shalom or Shalom and Google picks up on it. But you gotta remember, I say about like a give a rough estimate, probably 73% of all internet and social media AI technology is being ran by them. You know what I'm saying? That's how when it comes to like your language like this, you end up realizing things. My original language has 22 characters. Yeah, 22 characters. And it all has one simple sound. Ah. And then it has one exception. I.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to unlearn this because once you learn too much of something else, it's hard for you to learn so little of what you know, what was actually something that was supposed to be yours from the jump. You get what I'm saying? That's why I had to just really show you like the Hebrew, I always been here, it just was taken away and it was re-engineered into like, you know what I'm saying? Just straight like that. And another way to put it, it was just taken away from us, bastardized in English, bastardized in Assyrian, bastardized in I believe they tried to almost replicate it in their Pan-Africanism stuff too. You get what I'm saying? But it's just something that just it's like a constant thing that just kept happening, kept happening, kept happening. But most of Christ did, it was still stones, tablets, and records of it to where we was able to still get it to be able to teach it back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you ever got this on your
Yeah.
like, that's why it's important to learn. If you see the similarities, and you see how easy, if it's so easy for them to take this, why is it so hard? Or why do they make you believe it's so hard to take these 17 characters back, and you know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So the same way I was able to show you that, you should be able to show somebody else that sometime soon. Now, here's the part where we kind of start putting characters together. What's the word you said you know?
Shalom.
Exactly. What's that card? Make a big difference when you realize make a huge difference. Right. All right. Most high Christ. All right, so shalom, which actually translates to peace. Okay, so I'm gonna put a line up under here, a line right here. I'm gonna put a small one right here. Now, these, what you see right here, those three lines, you're able to still get shalom out of what you see right here. Even though it's 22 characters, it's still able to make up the same amount of words that we speak in English or even more. You get what I'm saying? Because it's always, just like the Bible, like a flowing river that just never stops. It's always constantly moving, changing, clicking. You know what I'm saying? So if I was to say shalom, if I was to write it out, I'm like, it still writes a letter, but if I was to write it out, what character do I put for the shop? Come up here, usually writing shalom. But remember, it's right to left. So you can start right here if you want to. Right? All right, the next line.
Just see it there, right?
Right? Yeah, you seen it. I seen you overlook it. Don't second guess it. We don't, but we don't say, we say what? Go ahead.
Ma.
Right, right, mouth. That is shalom in the Hebrew. Now, I see you a victory, Jan. So, this right here, this three character word means shalom. But your oppressor wants you to I only be able to read this. Yeah, man, it's the same thing, but they want you to just read something like that. They really want you to really actually read this.
Yeah.
Or
That's like,
two words that don't exist.
oh, interesting.
These two words really do not exist.
No.
They don't.
Right.
And you know what's so crazy? Everything that you see on the board, actual college scholars was able to really like dissect it, be like, like they did their due diligence just to find out that everything's on the board that you came in 1969 checks out to be a real language and the original language.
Mhm.
But of course, they're not going to make that public to everybody because do you know how scared any oppressor will be? They just cruising down the street or they just go in the restaurant and it's a bunch of hoods. And we all speaking English. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how scary that would be for them? They don't understand nothing he's saying. That's no different than how, like, growing up in the world, you just walk somewhere, you hear people speaking Chinese or Spanish. I bet they talking still. I bet I don't know what they got. Well, it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's why they made it such a mission to make sure that even though after they find out that everything that we've been teaching in the UPK all the way down to the language, it's true the only reason they didn't make it public is because they scared for all. You know how our people is. We found out, oh, they what we came from. Oh, that's real. all of us can learn this. And next thing you know, we all talking about some shalom, yeah, about some we, you know what I'm saying? We saying all of this, you know what I'm saying? They it's gonna scare them. They don't want to be scared. They less afraid of you when you don't have that language because they can't track the way you think. They don't know if you're gonna tell people, hey man, stop spending money with them, stop doing this. They don't know what the outcome will be. All they know is we just don't understand them and that's the problem. So they made sure, even though they found it out, we're not gonna make this public to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But you can go back and look it up and find out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they want you to get shalom. They want you to get shalom because the further you lost, the better it is for them. You get what I'm saying? Because when Christ come back, they expect you to be like, Shalom, brother. Shalom. They expect you to the Shalom, most high in Christ bless. They want you to say this stuff for Christ because they know the outcome is because they've been watching us for a while. They know when Christ come back, he's not gonna give hugs. And then like imagine shalom. I mean, he just literally unalive your oppressors that speak that same shalom. So they're gonna be like, oh no, this might be a problem. Let me get rid of it. You don't never know. You know what I'm saying? All you need to know is learn it. That way even Christ himself will see you did your due diligence in the midst of his time of him being gone. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important. So one thing we do have is connectors. That way brothers like yourself can be able to catch on. Because I know that you kind of were like second guess yourself when it came to that my,
Yeah.
right? The reason why you were struggling because simply put, I didn't tell you about the connector. So right now we got the upside down. You got upside down. This means it's by itself. So I'm gonna dang, I can't write alone. Yeah, I'm gonna write alone. This is alone, and this means together, right? Anytime you see it connected, you're gonna see it in some of the stuff that you read, because we got stuff like look pamphlets be able to help you and stuff like that. And then if we don't have any more, I just sprinkle on myself, I figure out a way to do it. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So we got a shot right here. You know, the reason why I said hey, it was so quick for you to catch on because it's by itself. I put the line right there. And then you gotta receive shot. But the reason why you struggle right here, because let me do it like that. The reason why you struggle right there is because I've been getting you connected. I did that on purpose. So that way you can understand how easy it is to be able to put words together in the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? When you know that this means alone, this means together, you gotta imagine like, okay, long, let me put la and ma together and it makes shalom versus if I would have had them all separate, shalom. Yeah, go ahead.
Are the connectors ever written? Or
Okay,
are they
you
just
hey,
imaginary? Like with
when you say imaginary, what you mean?
not imaginary. So if I'm forming a word, like, would there be a connector underneath the letter that I would write, or would it just be something that's implied
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I get what you're asking.
by putting sounds together?
Okay, I get what you're saying. No, okay, so the connectors are what you will call training wheels.
Okay.
So it's implied. Right. This is put I don't know to put just to say it, but training wheels. You get what I'm saying? It is so when you like just take some time out your day, I even text you words or the brother text you words and you could just use your paper and just take the paper, use these and figure out how you put them together. You would bring it back to me and I tell you if it's right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? But for now it's important that you know what you have to unlearn, what you have to relearn, how to you know what I'm saying, you the word that you're already aware of, how to even write them out. And you said another word, you know, yeah, go ahead.
Uh, what was that weird syllable one? Which one was that? That one that you said that we don't usually say because we got a American tongue. There's one.
No, yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Got you.
right. And you know, it's crazy. You know the word that you learned from rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Salaki
Salahia.
is that.
Salahia.
Exactly. That's how you would say it if you actually use. But we speak slang. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say. We make sure you understand what we're saying.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It just goes without saying, right? Unwritten rule. So in that instance, with you knowing that, you think you'll be able to write Salaki up here, just out of using this right here in study out. All right, so I'm gonna write it right here. I know my wire look a little out, but it ain't meant for me to know English, so I don't care. All right.
That's why I write record graffiti artists.
Oh, sweet.
So
And remember, right to left, right?
mhm.
To make it easier, you can always make it look like a ladder. That's the only way for me to remember. Sometimes you got to simplify for yourself to be able to kind of write the characters out a little better because the language itself is simple. And make sure you put those legs at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Salahia.
and put another leg right there. There you go. Yeah. So lock it, right?
Salahia.
All right, now use your connectors.
Uh,
Well, you see what we need training wheels, right?
this almost makes it easier without the training wheels.
I mean, it make it easier for me, but still,
Okay, I got you.
you don't never know because you gotta remember at some point in time you stay long enough, you're gonna have to teach this to somebody, you know.
Mm. Okay.
So it's important that you always use your connectors.
So,
There you go. Go ahead. Go, man. You see that? But like you said, it is easier when you don't use connectors. That's how it was for me when I was teaching this class. But thing is, you copy and paste what teacher teaching you because you gotta go back and teach that to someone else, even if it's easier for you that way. You get what I'm saying? Now, do you know what Slovakia actually translates to?
now, look, if I could, that's wrong.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, it is.
the parts.
It is. It is.
The characters is the characters.
The la and the ka is actually supposed to be together.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, correct. Lock is what you where yeah. Hey, you kind of jumped the gun. I was gonna. I like to kind of
Sweet.
so like if I could. So like I want you to jump the gun because like I ain't gonna lie. I like to kind of do you how you do it. You used to like literally like gravel and not confidence. Y'all go. Do it. Call you took it away. Hey, I can only teach the same way I was taught, man.
So, wow. Yeah.
Right. And then exactly. Now, when you say slack, you gotta really understand this is positive, right? But it translates to forgive me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So anytime you be like Salakia, sir, Salakia, brother, Salakia, I want you saying, forgive me, brother, forgive me, sir, forgive me, I don't want.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. Forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you learn a word, yeah, you know how to use it, but I will remember what it actually means. Because you can't just like I tell you this word and you just take my word for it.
Right.
I'm like, you learn. You're supposed to question. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing with shalom. I would imagine you know that it means peace. If you don't, I would imagine you would ask me, what is why I would say shalom? Peace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because peace could be an ingredient and it could be It could be like a farewell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like naturally we already doing that even in English language. What we used to say, what we used to say back then, exactly what like you say what?
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Just in your mother tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Well really I don't like saying mother tongue, your father
All
tongue.
the time.
It just make more sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we get out of that, right?
Oh gosh. That's sorry.
So now you think you'll be able to write these two words in it? I want to see how quick you can get used to just writing out the page of the right from right to left.
Mm-hmm.
Because you catch on pretty fast. Now just a slight mistake, because we all done made a mistake, just certain words. So you'll be able to learn how to write it correctly. So start off with lesson one. And remember from right to left, even though it's written like this in English,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna do it like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
And
glad, I'm glad I learned Japanese and Amharic.
you don't want to know the Japanese.
No.
Yeah, when Christ come back, you ain't gonna be Konnichiwa, please save me, sir. You ain't gonna do that.
Christ's gonna be lost.
He like Konnichiwa.
Right. Me?
Right. And sometimes, just a heads up, when you see it written in English, you can kind of almost determine what's connected and what's not. Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see that right there with the wrote, that's a Y.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
Lots of one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. 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 All
Yep.
right.
Crash course is always the best course.
I ain't crashing.
All right, then. Take the wheel savers. Come on. Take the wheel savers. Man, what belong with there?
So, lush, lush, lush.
And then why gotta be connected to the sun to make it one? What does it need to be connected to? Take the wheel and savers. Crash.
Hey, we going 5 miles an hour though.
That's how you still ready. We're going in 70. Come on.
Cool. All right. So, so it's not this. It's not this. It's not this. It's lush.
It is that, but I'm talking about like you wanna, you know what I'm saying, just get to that. No, you had it right with the Y. Put that back up there.
Nah, all right.
So that's another lesson you're gonna learn. Don't ever let nobody tell you wrong from what you just learned.
Okay.
That's the only reason I did that. You had it right. I knew you had it right. I had you take down just to see if you like, are you sure that ain't this or that's what I really hope you would say, but those one.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, when the Honda teacher, you gonna realize I'm the one that get a little play. I be serious at the same time. Now what does that Y got to connect to make it wine? Most iron Christ. There you go. Get that up there. Now you see how I just told you that you were wrong when you were right. Never let nobody do that because it ain't me you gotta worry about. It's those people out there in the world. You get what I'm saying? They try to prove that everything you learned here is wrong. After actual scholars that's not even in this school prove that everything that you write up there is right.
Shut.
All right, now give me Kodash. That's correct.
Oh,
That's right. That's correct. Don't now if you know it's right, don't ever let no like it ain't like I said, what you gotta worry about? You know what I'm saying? When you teach somebody this, and they be like, well, you're wrong. How you gonna tell the teacher they wrong? But at the same time, they in the world coming out of the world. So you gotta make sure you stand strong with what you believe in. Right now, what I'm teaching you right now, if you know for a fact that it's supposed to be a lie shot and a Y before it's a knot, why you gonna let me tell you take that Y down and put a knot? That just make the sense. Don't do that because if I could do that right now, somebody who doesn't care about the truth could tell you the same thing, and that would lead you to believe false ideology, as long as somebody can overpower it. what I'm saying? We teach you to have power, not be overpowered. You get what I'm saying?
What's in that grace?
So I'd be actually a good tail right there. You can take the tail out that die. Yeah, like,
Calling
nah, pretty ugly. So yeah, it probably might look like a tail.
Okay.
So Dodge. Now give me the connection. That's correct.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nope. In order for it to be Dodge,
The ah dash.
you know what I'm saying? Remember together. Because if you put it all separate, it would be quite a shot.
What a shot.
But if you put it together, for dash.
Okay. So when letters get put together, does the last sound always get taken off? Like what's the rule there
Okay.
for putting syllables together?
Okay, like what you said, it is like that is the rule,
Yeah.
but it goes without saying. So I'm glad we had it. That's a very good question. All right, it does go without question. Like how you put this together, right? It's fun. Yeah, and you take away how this would be like if it look what if I say last one not then you would want to,
Right. Be together. Or be cut. Okay.
but because in
Okay.
order to form the word
So this is smart language.
exactly.
Yeah, it's efficient.
Exactly. That's why I said, like, even though we have 22 characters, we got less characters than the English alphabet. It's just like the Bible, you know, how you got one scripture, then you got like 10, 15 scriptures to back up that one scripture. It's the same thing with the language. The language has precepts. There you go. That's the best way to look at it. Look at the language itself has precepts. That's how you learn Lashwan Kadash. Literally. And this,
So like you.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
He ain't gotta always correct yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell you it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Cause I got weird speech impediment, so you gotta kind of work with me.
I know. So I'm gonna hold myself to that standard.
All right, then I expect you to hold yourself to it. You get what I'm saying? And another thing you're gonna learn, people call y'all and told you already. It is a scripture that say, let your yea be yea, your nay be nay.
Mhm.
Don't ever say you're gonna do something and then turn around and not do it. Cause the Lord gonna hold you to it too. And He gonna put you through something to see if you're actually gonna actually stand strong on it. So He gonna put you in a situation to when you tell another brother out of town wants to like you, how you gonna say it exactly how you just said it. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a
You get what I'm saying? So just hold yourself to it. You get what I'm saying? No difference.
certainly not the
Mm. You ain't realize you just wrote, well, this one word, but it got two words to make it that one word. Like, that's right. So that means if you can do this, you really can sleep, right? I believe you can. I believe you can.
I need to know what the C is first.
Okay, so the salute is you hear it said all the time, right?
Yeah.
It is Shalom,
Shalom.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bahashem,
Bahasham.
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai.
Barak Atah.
Barakatah.
That is the salute.
Mhm.
Now, as those words, what do you know? What word do you know? As this the word that we have to walk through, which is Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Atah. What name a word that I just said just now that you know? You just yeah, I know the word. I don't use it a few times.
Shalom.
Shalom, right?
And Yahweh.
So you know what Yahweh mean, right? You sure that ain't Yahweh?
Yahweh.
Nah, most times right. There you go. I really learned it. See, the thing I was trying to teach you when I was like, when I was like, and let me tell you that you're wrong, you know you're right. That you know what I'm saying? You got to stand strong on what you believe in. That you know what I'm saying? We teach you to have power with this truth, not let it get took away. You know what I'm saying? Right? I kind of took away from us 400 years ago. We need to get that back in order to get King of Heaven. Right? So we got Shalom, and that means what?
Peace.
Peace. We got Yahweh. Who was that? That's the name. So who is that?
That is the most high.
The Most High. So in the Bible, when
No.
it's Most High, but in the Bible, then that would be Lord, or you like in all caps. You gonna learn that also in the Bible if you ain't noticed.
Mhm.
When you read the Bible, when you see Lord, it's spelled in capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D. That's talking about the Most High God.
Mhm.
But if you see it just capital L, O, R, D, that's Christ.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So in this instance, it would be it'd be lowercase, right? It'd be just capital L, all lowercase, right? No, that's wrong. Yeah, you ain't supposed to see. You see, I got you.
Wait, what question?
I'm talking about right up in your house. Then would it by it being the most high God, how would it be written out? Capital L or capital everything?
Oh no, 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 no. Yeah, how would be
If it's most high God, it would be what?
all caps?
All caps, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to write with you.
Oh yeah, no sweat. All right,
I'm locked in though.
then we got Bahashim. Well, I'm gonna wait till you can get out of the notes. Bahashim would be it was this right here. I don't expect you to notice, so I'll tell you it translates to in the name of.
No.
Let's put 22. How we were moving your way back. It's not telling you that the Hebrew language itself has precepts. It is more than correct, you know what I'm saying? So we got peace, Lord, in the name of being nation. Salute that we just said. Yahweh Shai. Do you know who Yahweh Shai is?
Mm, no, I don't.
That is Christ.
That makes sense.
So we're gonna say Savior right here, and then I'm gonna write Christ as well. Savior or Christ. And then Barak means bliss. And then Sada means you. So when we be like Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat, we're saying peace, Lord, in the name of Christ, bless you. But literally for like wishing you like we like, hey, it's a greeting, it is also farewell, or you can say it in the sense of Godspeed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really use that term like that, so it's not every day you're gonna hear me say, I wish somebody Godspeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might want to say I'm just saying Lord be with you. You get what I'm saying, same thing. Right? But just everybody got their own unique way. So Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Right? Do you think if I was to erase the meaning, you'll be able to, or if I just erase all these and you get notes, you think you'll be able to write this same salute using your notebook? Like you would bring it up here, you think you'll be able to write all that in Hebrew?
Yeah.
False and Christ, because that's basically you do it. You said I just stopped doing something.
I mean, I'll let you think you talk.
I like a brother that actually wants to be involved. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's a great thing right there. There's great things already being said about you.
yeah, I hate English, so I hate English. I love patois, but it's still English. So, I love this.
My cards.
Beautiful. All right. So,
I take this and just erase all that. And then don't really get started. I want to see how fast you're gonna pick up on this. But I'm sorry, I'm never like assembly. Assembly still like my start student. They were everybody gonna be my start student.
man, I'm the oldest student though, so let's get it. Wow.
Exactly.
I was gonna make you more interactive. That's what the name you pick.
Right. Right.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I watch this class too. That's crazy.
So that's just
All right to left. So if you want, you can even erase that out there if you already got it in your note.
erase this too?
No. We ain't talking about that. Well, if you got that in your notes, you can erase that as well. Okay, cool. Do that, make room for yourself. Nothing, yeah, do that. Just do this then. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Yeah. All kind of fast. Huh. Yeah.
Let's get to it. So, sure. So,
Head right to left, so right out at the bottom, start from that
right as the bottom too?
Yeah, so right. So look, if I say that, this already written. So you're right.
Okay, so just write
In the
that.
Hebrew,
Down.
right to left. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So you write big man sentences. Not under nothing. Sovereign.
Hey, I was always told you. Yeah, I was gonna get the reason say. But I was always taught if you're gonna learn something, you gotta learn how to make mistakes. So, but if you don't make mistakes, most high in Christ. But if you make mistakes, still most high in Christ, because now you get to learn from those mistakes. So of course you're gonna get a big boy thing.
And that's enough.
He's showing progress.
This is crazy because I'm used to like benefiting from writing left to right because I'm right-handed.
Right.
So I gotta mix myself some more room. Actually, should let's.
Yeah, I love this true. Cause this right here got me smiling heavy. I was mean mugging all my coworkers earlier in my slavery. Watching the brother learn, now that's spiritual right there. Now that's gonna be happy. And most I am Christ.
It's yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Where do I have it?
You do got high up there, right?
Dang, so honestly, I ain't read it properly. Where did it go, bro? What is it? Okay. Hmm. Well, tell me this. Did I write these properly?
Ooh.
Dang.
Hey, my God, before you got my renette, that's supposed to be high.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Can't see it.
There you go. Now, what does a Y look like?
So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, no, look correct. The only thing you ain't got wrong with
Was
the
this
high.
one?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that though. Yeah, wow.
And they send it why you will put another high.
I put another heart.
Kind just
I learned that too. I got one here right there. So, put another.
nope, that's another why. You put another high. To extend it why.
Yeah.
Right now, it look like you got Yahweh. It's Yahweh.
Yeah. What?
But really, it look like Yahweh or Yahweh.
Yeah. Wow. So it's supposed to just look like Yahoo, is what you're saying?
No, it's supposed to look like Yahweh. Right now, it looks like Yahweh. You would need the other high to be able to extend that Y to make it the Lord's name. Yeah, something like that. It's not often, but you will learn that you will need a high to be able to elongate the ending character in the name or word.
Okay. All right. I'm learning a lot, fighting through the Pootie Tang vibes, you know. Let's see. Yeah. What? Uh, uh, yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Pootie Tang because anytime somebody speak anything other than, you know what I'm saying, what's Tyler here, that's all I hear. They tell me Shalom, all I hear is Sepatah. That's all I hear.
I'm saying I don't know what Solomon means yet, but
Yeah, no, it don't mean nothing.
yeah.
That ain't enough for you to actually remember. It's not.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'll take it all now.
All right. So yeah. What?
Then
And I need another thing.
you need
Where is
another
it?
hot. The same one you got written up as mine in your notebook.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's why I'm not seeing it.
It's like, so what you want to do is why you got to change so that you can change your request. All right, exactly. That way you can get it right. You got to salute. Now, if you confused in any way, if you have any questions, like if you think like, hey, maybe I need to touch up on this, or maybe I need to, you just feel free to ask questions. My job is to serve you. Yeah, don't just always take my word for it. I'll be able to touch you.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not the same. Well,
Yeah, that's just hot.
you know, stop
Right.
doing too much. All right. Doing. Wait.
Mm. You say you need help on what?
The how. The how. So,
Okay, so I I say sometimes to make it easier on you. I was
just cheat.
yeah,
Not cheat, but like,
just you already wrote it.
okay.
So like just
Yeah.
go back and use that. So bye,
Okay.
you'll write down that. So bye, hi, then you put a shot. You know what I'm saying? Just use your reference. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say like what you're doing right now, I used to do that at home after I got taught I was that when I was learning. I had to go back, write it down, keep writing it until I just remember. Then I just go to the point I would write it and I would try to just say it. And when I say it, I imagine the characters pop up in my head as I say it. So it's almost like I'm literally making mental notes. But when you're in class, always feel free to use content tools in your notes.
It's actually. Mhm.
I think you catching on now. Uh-oh.
Sure. That's not a friend.
So but we all do it. You just seeing how I wrote those characters out. You just witness. Saying that, see? You ain't never heard that saying, the more you be around something, the more you become it. Like, everything you're doing, every brother in the school just did it. We done did it, but we still do it to this day. Trust me. The Lord watch you here for a reason. Alright. And bye, Rock. Uh, come on. I'm gonna hit for the word you're on right now. It only has 3 characters. You already got 2 of them. Still missing 1 character. Exactly. So you're right word. Mm. Now you see.
Gotta be real about it.
Exactly. Oh.
Wait. How? How?
Yeah, Kai. In English,
Uh,
it's written K.
K A. Okay.
In Hebrew, it's written that maybe like the.
Oh,
But in the Hebrew, it would literally be. I'm gonna put it right here. In the English, it'd be like this. In the Hebrew, that when you see K, or it would literally be Kai. It'd be written like that, and the sound effects would be exactly.
mm-hmm.
Now that I ain't gonna lie, I used to get hooked up on that every single time. That like that. So when it came to Kai and Ha, I was always constantly fighting with that at my own personal time. I'd go home and I'd be sitting right there for hours, like, why am I getting this wrong? That's why. Because you gotta remember that's the whole point at the start of the unlearn and relearn. The reason why you got confused is because you kind of missing the English with the Hebrew, when you might well just abandon all English and worry about Hebrew.
Yeah, but
And then remember the difference and actually difference in you know now.
okay. So now I have another question.
So
With this, I'm here, right?
right,
This syllable. The
right.
let me look again before I asked. I counts.
Nah,
Mhm.
right, yeah. I'm glad it's what this way.
Makes sense.
Right.
Uh,
Okay, so you already got this part taken care of. So
just
now you need what? Uh,
No.
now that would have been correct if you're talking more than one brother, but what's written on the board is you. Now you
Singular versus plural.
exactly. So if it would have been a thumb. I'm saying you plural, but right now it's the thought is you singular. Like you talk to that specific brother. You get what I'm saying? So you got this part taken care of. So now you're missing this, and then you add what? As a matter of fact, this is a question I actually have myself. It's a lot. But I used to get confused writing this on the Hebrew, right?
What's up?
But when it says I, sometimes the I doesn't need to be extended, right? Sometimes, but when it comes to
What do you mean?
when it comes to the I still has to be extended, right? Because I know in some cases the I like it says itself sometimes.
No, so when you write a thought, the
It's gonna be a hot right at the
You
end.
write a thought. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard thing.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you right, high at the end, but I want to make sure you have right a high at the end because it was like it's rare. When I seen some characters, it was like in that specific word that I was alone at myself.
Yeah, like when
Yeah, right. It's like super rare. So
yeah.
yeah.
But what do you got? That's wrong.
No, he feel right. How like
Yeah.
he ran out of space.
No, that's wrong.
Well, which one?
What do you that last word? What is it?
No rock.
No, the last word. What is it?
Cut them. Well, and it's at
Why is there I right there?
Why that what?
That I right there.
because I'm working on it.
I'm not supposed to be there.
Okay.
So if you elongated the thought,
Yeah. To get a thought.
that was the question I had.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Okay, so you're right. How right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, come. The I locates the character that
Because I know the eye by itself, when you go to make it thigh, we will have to elongate it. But the crazy thing is, I've seen it written I, and ha. But that's why I had a question. I remember I had a question for you about it last week, but I forgot. So I like you had a question. I was like, I don't remember. That was the question.
Yeah, yeah. I long for thought to make it a thought.
What? That was sense. But I didn't want to question it because it's like at the same time, like it made more sense like this, like where you had just said it, but then it's written like this, so I don't want to. And that's why it's always good. Everybody here is teaching.
So we forever learning.
Literally,
what's the character for
how would be
how would be that, right? Wait, how is this or this?
no, it is.
This.
Yeah, it is.
I don't yeah. You said this.
No, I said hot.
Okay. Somebody right all that. Okay, cool. Crap.
Let me see so far. This is no check. Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Barak, Atah. That's correct. You know what I'm saying? You can get yourself a hand on that because literally just caught on to it and you fix yourself. Yeah, hey, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, in a sense, I'm kind of like doing speed teach because you show promise because last week I was starting to teach forming small sentences. So we're gonna be starting from the basics and we're gonna make sure you get it. So when we start forming small sentences, that's like language.
I do.
They tell me a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So right now, they're just the basics and what we know.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna end on that for next week. I got a perfect class for you and for sixes.
So
I got you. Trust me, I got
next
you. Most I correct. So go ahead and class on that. We got an ask you case on one West Central Fishery, Hall, New York, under command of Johanna. We are not affiliated with any wicked Hebrew Israelite group or anything of that nature, Pan Africanism, anything like that. We are the truth. We are the only Hebrew Israelite group. Any other Hebrew Israelite group would be considered wicked because they follow after the world and they still portray the image as if they are in the truth. That is wicked. That right there is wicked. You cannot be lukewarm. In this truth, we're high. So with that, like I said, we got an absolute case started. We went to the fishery on New York, like Evangelist Johanna, and that will be my time. Shalom. You know what I'm saying? So,
So